Hi, welcome to Sage Blue Tarot. Today is June 23rd, 2021. I'm going to start the collective reading using tarot and asking, what does collective need to hear today? What does collective need to hear today? All right, now I'm going to cut the deck. And we have Judgment reversed. We have the Emperor upright and Ace of Cups upright. So I'm seeing that right now it's really important to nourish yourself, to feed yourself right, to rest a lot. As much as you need right now, go ahead and give it to yourself. I feel like there's been a bit of restraint on giving yourself what you need, even though you've kind of seen signs, your body's kind of been telling you, you've gotten ideas on how to rest, how to nourish yourself, how to be creative in a way that is healing for yourself. I kind of feel like you've been putting yourself on a sort of pedestal saying like, no, I don't need that. No, not right now. No, later. Right now, this is more important. I feel like your priorities need to shift a little bit in order for you to get more balance, because the Judgment card came up reversed. So I'm seeing that you are judging yourself too harshly right now. I kind of feel like you've been rushing to complete things, rushing to finish what you started. And then when you're not able to do that, instead of healing and stepping back and saying, okay, well, what do I need to give to myself in order to show up as my best self? You've kind of been pushing through this, right? That Emperor energy, you've just been like, no, I can do this. No, I can accomplish this. I don't need to rest. I don't need to listen to my inner child. I don't need to, I already have a plan. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to send like this big push. But Ace of Cups is here to tell you, like, no, you need to really just slow down, rest, reset, nourish yourself. And even though it might not feel like you are being active, that is a way of being active, right? You're giving yourself the space to get back home to yourself. So when you go ahead and get back into tackling these things, into finishing these tasks that you're giving yourself, these goals, you're able to do them in a more smooth manner. You're able to accomplish them with more energy, with more loving awareness and attention. I'm seeing the Ace of Wands reversed. So I'm seeing, like that passion you've been having. I feel like right now it's not been fizzled out, but it is less, right? Because I feel like that gusto that you've been doing, that whole go, go, go is kind of like, okay, well, when do I get to rest, right? That part of you saying, well, when do I get to not go so much and just get to rest and sleep in and take a nap and have some tea and just stretch out, go outside? Like, when do I get to go to a park and throw a ball around? Like, right? I kind of feel like you need to give yourself permission to do nothing, to rest, to tune into yourself, right? Don't think that when you do this, you are not being a go-getter. Like, no, that is a way to still be go-getting this. I'm seeing the King of Swords upright. I'm seeing that even as this is all happening, this like rush, this pull, you are still apt. Clarity of mind is active. You're still... your brain right now, your mental energy is clear, right? You're able to acknowledge that you need to rest. You're able to see your goals can be put on pause. You're able to acknowledge this. And I feel like that's going to make it easier for you to implement these changes, right? Incorporate these small tasks, these small breaks that will actually help you in the big picture. Three of Cups reversed. So I'm seeing like right now is a time to tune back into yourself. The Three of Cups is a card of being with friends, clicking with them, sharing, sending mail, showing your love somehow, meeting up with them, FaceTime calls, phone calls, Zoom. Right now is kind of a time to scale it back, right? I kind of feel like maybe you've already been making plans with people. Like you kind of have a full schedule, I'm seeing. Like you kind of have your days organized. And I'm kind of seeing maybe that's why you're not able to squeeze in this amount of time for rest, because you kind of didn't put it in your calendar, right? So I feel like right now is a good time to maybe postpone, maybe reach out to some friends that you've maybe been thinking about just reconnecting a little bit later on, right? Give yourself some time to tune into yourself so you can show up for them and be more present for them, right? Because when you show up for people and you're not being 100% yourself and energized in your own power, they can sense it, and that affects relationships. And that's just kind of not really what you want to do when you want to reconnect with somebody, when you want to rejoice in their energy and share what you've been through, what they've been through, and just click with ideas. I kind of feel like the Ace of Cups is telling you, hey, just slow down, reset, rest. It's okay. You're still going to be here. They're still going to be here. It's okay to stretch out time in this way. In the back, I'm seeing the Eight of Pentacles upright. This is a card about work, right? Put your hard work, shift it, right? I kind of sense like maybe you need to work on your sense of rest, on your sense of work-life balance, right? I kind of feel like you've been going work a lot, and now you need to work on an integrating balance, right? And then we just left Mercury retrograde yesterday, so I kind of feel like you've learned a lot of lessons and you've seen a lot of things about yourself, about people, about your relationships, about where you want to go in life, what you're doing right now, what makes you happy. And I kind of feel like right now it's important to integrate all that you've learned, all these lessons that you've acquired. It's time to put them into action, right? Little by little, start to integrate rest into your day. 5 minutes here and there, 5 minutes of meditating, 5 minutes of yoga. Like, this is all attainable for you. And I kind of sense like you've been working yourself pretty hard right now, right? And you've kind of been like judging yourself for not working even harder. But I think that's just happening because you might be experiencing some type of a burnout, right? And your body is telling you, your spirit is telling you like, hey, can we chill? So definitely work on this. I feel like that's really going to help you go far and accomplish your goals, right? Like, you're still going to do these goals. I kind of feel like it's just about tapping into work-life balance and giving yourself permission to exist as you are right now. On the back, I'm seeing the 10 of Wands upright. So I kind of sense that this has been a big burden for you. You kind of feel like you've put a lot on your plate and you can't quite carry it anymore. And I'm just going to urge you to rest. So I'm going to thank this deck. Thank you. Now I'm going to use the Undularium Oracle of Emanations. I'm going to ask, what does collective need to hear today? And cut the deck. Tiferet, heart, beauty. So tune into the beauty that is within you and which surrounds you. Tune into that balance of love that is within you. And know that when you are operating from your heart, you can go ahead and kind of be in the stillness of the chaos. I kind of feel like there's been a push and a pull and a tug and attraction and repelling and this whole dance of chaos, right? And I kind of feel like right now is a perfect time to tap into the order that is within this chaos, right? Through love, through sitting down with yourself, through tapping into your heart space, through doing energetic poses, maybe yoga poses that help you unblock your heart chakra. I kind of feel like you've been feeling off balance. You're not sure how to strategize to feel balance. And I feel like nourishing yourself, and this reminds me of the Ace of Cups, right? Nourishing yourself is essential right now. It's essential in order for you to feel balanced as you navigate your life. Material, Angel of Rain. Realize that not everything is within your direct control. I'm kind of sensing that maybe you've been trying to over control things in the sense of wanting to control outcomes. So that's why you've been pushing so hard, not giving yourself breaks because things need to be a certain way. Things need to fall into place a certain way. You need to know that for sure it's going to fall into this place. And I feel like that's why you've been kind of stressed out. You've been kind of like on this burnout mode of, okay, well, I don't know if I can control anything, right? I feel like right now is a good time. Material is telling us, like, let the rain fall where it's going to fall. You can't control rain. You can't control what it's going to get wet or not. Just realize your own power and your limitations, right? Like, we don't control nature. And I feel like when we start to really appreciate this, we start to give ourselves permission to surrender to this present moment, surrender to what we can control, which is ourselves, which is how we navigate the world, which is what we do with our time, right? So stop trying to control things that you can't control, because I feel like that's been kind of where you've been losing a lot of your power, right? By trying to do things that you can't do, or trying to know things that you can't know right now. I feel like patience and surrender go hand in hand with this card. chokma, right eye, wisdom. So I feel like when you start to do these things, start to implement rest and recovery, you start to get more wisdom, you start to get more insight. I'm kind of sensing that you can be getting messages from your ancestors, your spirit team, your higher self, from the universe, in symbolism and images in your dreams. And I feel like right now is just a good time to rest, make space, take a bath, take a really good cleansing shower, do things with intention, do things with mindfulness, and you're going to get the gift of wisdom, get the gift of knowledge, get the gift of knowingness that you would not get if you always have something to do, if you're always active, if you are always engaged in something. You don't have space to allow for newness to come in, like ideas, right? So I feel like that's why it's important to kind of release our control and change it up a little bit. Change it up. Be more flexible with what you're doing with your time, with your energy. I'm seeing Zadkiel, Angel of Mercy on the back. I'm seeing, this reminds me of the Judgment card, right? Like, have mercy on yourself. Know that even if you messed up somewhere, somehow, even if you wanted to do something differently, like, stop replaying that moment. Stop looking back on this. Stop. I feel like maybe that's what's been happening, like why you feel like you need to control things, because you kind of have this sense of guilt over something you've done, over the way someone's acted. And you kind of feel like, well, what can I do differently? How can I change this? How can I control this? How can I have the outcome that I want? Just know that you don't need to know exactly how to get to your goal. You just have to visualize your goal and then know that you're going to be shown the steps to this goal along the way. But we're not always shown the entire path in its entirely, like, oh, here you go, here's from start to finish. Like, it's just a lot of trust and surrender and kind of dancing with this, right? And knowing that we're going to get more information as we step into this, and just knowing that the more you love yourself, the more you have mercy on yourself, the more you can have this for others, the more you can make space for them to exist as you allow yourself to exist as you are. So I'm going to thank this deck. Thank you. And now I'm going to pull from the Trust Your Vibes Oracle Cards deck. What does collective need to know today? To cut the deck. Name your higher self. So this reminds me of the wisdom card, right? Go ahead and take some time today, maybe after listening to this, to just sit or be where you are and then talk out loud to yourself. Name your higher self, right? Let's say you name your higher self Sam. Just ask Sam, hi Sam, what do I need to know today? And then see what you get, right? And then continue the conversation. Say, okay, I've been really worried about blank. What can I go ahead and do? What should my next step be? And then pause and wait for an answer and continue this, right? Have an out loud conversation with your higher self, because your mind, your thoughts have power. And then when you go ahead and speak your truth, speak your questions, that amplifies this power. And the universe hears you and hears your voice in action, and then starts to respond to you. And your higher self will respond, right? If you don't get an answer right away, just be patient. Your higher self might answer later, right? Like, get to know your higher self. I feel like starting a relationship with your higher self is really important right now, because they're going to offer you wisdom and guidance as to what to do. What's the next step? What is the best next step for you to accomplish your dreams and your goals and who you want to be? Downtime. This card is what I've been saying this whole podcast episode. Take some time to just chill. Give yourself permission to just relax, to just do nothing. Maybe watch a favorite TV show. Maybe make yourself a batch of cookies, maybe eat some fruit, have a bath, take a shower, go for a walk, do some yoga, breathe, meditate with an app or not, or listen to some good music, dance. Do whatever feels good for you that you know is not in a traditional sense, productive use of your time. Know that this is a productive use of your time, but I feel like maybe we've just been trained to think this is not productive because you don't see an immediate, like, it's not as cause and effect as other things, right? But know that this is also an action that is helping you have an effect. It's going to allow for yourself to be more balanced, more nourished, more centered. You'll be able to make more informed decisions as you go through life, because now you're operating from your most higher self, right, as you can right now, because you're giving yourself permission to have this balance between your work and your life. Pray. So spend some time during your downtime, or even just make it a regular practice throughout your day. At least once per day, take some time to pray, right? Maybe when you first get up in the morning, just express gratitude to the universe for the gift that it is to get up, that it is to breathe, to have our health, our bodies, to be able to sleep in a bed, to be able to have food in the fridge, or money in the bank to go get some food, or some tea or coffee, water. Just kind of appreciate the world, have a conversation with the world, and then don't be afraid to go ahead and speak to the universe, your doubts, your fears, your hopes, your dreams. Just kind of have a conversation with the universe in order to feel more connected. I kind of sense that you've been feeling disconnected a little bit from yourself and from all that surrounds you. And I feel like prayer is a really good way to get answers, to unburden your fears, unburden this dilemma that you've maybe been feeling in your heart of what should I do now, right? Just ask the universe for guidance and it will answer. If not immediately, at some point, right? So you're going to open up those pathways, that channel, and the universe now knows what you're asking about and it can actually answer you. In the back, I'm seeing the remember to breathe card. So definitely do some breath work, maybe meditate by focus on your breathing. Just focus on how it feels to breathe, how it passes through your nostrils, how it feels on your upper lip. Just remember to be in your body. Let's just breathe right now. And then notice how you feel before and after. So I'm going to thank this deck. Thank you. And I want to thank you for showing up today, and I will see you next time. Thanks for tuning in. Bye. Hi, so now we're going to go ahead and move into the distance Reiki portion of the episode. I suggest laying or sitting in a comfortable position, but that is not necessary. Just be open to receiving Reiki healing energy. I suggest setting your own intention for the Reiki, or just allowing my intention to take place, which is always for your highest good. I'm going to go ahead and take 3 deep breaths with you. Let's go ahead and inhale, hold, and exhale. Again, inhale, hold, and exhale. And inhale, hold, and exhale. I will now begin sending Reiki. when you are ready, start to come back into your body and open your eyes. Welcome back. Thank you so much for showing up today. And I suggest drinking water since a lot of energy is moved during Reiki sessions. And I will see you in our next episode. Thank you, and